Well, hey guys, Greg with the G. Bacher Adventure Chronicles. Time for another tent, what's in the bag, and setup video. And what I'm going to do today is the 3 FUL Lanshan 2 Pro tent. This is an ultralight tent. It weighs in at under 3 pounds. It's a trekking pole tent too, which is kind of nice. And you can see it packs up pretty dang small. Very compact. So anyways, let's see what's in the bag. Okay, let's see what's in the bag. It's an actual nylon, sill nylon bag. Very lightweight, and you got a couple nice buckles on here, so it's a regular stuff sack or roll top stuff sack. And let's pull the stuff out, see what we got in here. First off, we have ground sheet. It is kind of nice to have a ground sheet. It keeps things nice and protected on the underside of your tent. So we have that, and then we have the bags of stakes. And also, the Lanshan 1 and 2 Pros do not come from the factory seam sealed. So you need to seam seal it. Or they will seam seal it for you. You just got to pay, I think it's like an extra 30-40 bucks. And they will seam seal it. That's what I did. I had them seam seal it at the factory. I just paid for it. So anyways, so you get the syringe. And then you have aluminum stakes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them. And they're a nice, fairly heavy-duty stake. They're, fairly long. Got the nice pulls on them and everything. So there you go. You got the stakes right there. And then this is your tent body. And again, that's a nice sill nylon, fairly lightweight. So let's get this tent set up. Okay, the first thing you want to do is get the ground sheet staked out. So give me like 4 stakes to do that. And a unique thing with the Pro 2 is that it you have 3 separate lines that actually hook to the stakes. And that's just an easy way to start. Just get the stakes out first, the ground sheet down so it's not flopping in the breeze. Go all 4 corners and tension it up a little bit. And you may have to adjust the stakes a few times, especially once you get it set up. You want to lay the body out. So find the corners. Put it right here. And we'll spread that out on top of here and do the same thing. Take the corners and hook them to that same stakes. Just overlap on top. Do the same on this side. Find the corners. Pull them out. There you go. And again, you may need to tension it up a little bit, so you need to hook the upper part of the tent. You got to stake that out. And these do come with tensioners on the top for the fly, but you kind of want to have it loose for right now. Do the same thing over here, and I'll give you close-ups of all this so you see it. I'm on top of the stake. see, you've got the ground sheet right there. You can see that. And you got that going to your stake. Then you got the bottom of the bathtub floor, which goes to that stake. And then you have the top part of your wall that goes to the stake. And then you got adjusters on here so you can adjust those as you need be. And that's the same way in all four corners. Then once you have all those stakes staked out, you want to find your top corners. There's one on each side. Right here. And then either use trekking poles, extend them out to about 48 inches, and then those you'll put in here, and then you can adjust it for tightness a little later. But since I don't have trekking poles, I've just got 2 sticks. And you'll tuck those underneath the door for the fly. And you'll see there'll be little reinforcements on the top right here. You can see right there, it's like a reinforcement, that black area. So you put that in, and on the bathtub floor, and I'll show you this too, I'll give you a close-up of that, there's actually a ring. So you stick that into there, grab a stake, and you want to stake out your door and fly. And if you do use a stick, make sure you bullnose the end of the stick so that it doesn't puncture through the nylon. So find the door, grab the door, open it up, work the end of the trekking pole or the stick, whatever you're using, to the reinforced area. Right here, there's a little elastic loop that you can put around the stick pole that holds the bathtub floor out. Grab your stake, find the loop, which is right there, put the stake through it, and stake it out. And then, what you want to do to get a little more room on the inside is you have these nice little stake out areas on the side. And you basically do the same thing and stake out the wall extensions. Ooh, ground's really hard right now. We haven't had any rain in quite a while, so stake it down. And then you got your tension adjuster right here, so you can put as much tension on as you want. And do the same on the other side. Adjust your tensioner, and there you go. The tent is all set up. It is actually a fairly easy tent to set up. And you notice this is kind of nice. All your areas where lineage is hooked to, they reinforce to give you more strength for windage. You do have some extra tie-off points, or you can use that to hold your door open. You can roll the door open. And then you have 2 vents right here, and you can see underneath there. If you can, yeah, you can see the screen up in there. Yeah, there's the vent up there. So you have 1 on each side, so you get good cross ventilation. Plus you have plenty of ventilation at the bottom of the tent. And then right here at the door, you got these, they're called like ram hooks. If you look at that, you can see, get a close-up of that. Try to get it in the sun so you can see it. But it's actually got a couple little hooks on it, and that's for the door. So really all you have to do, if you're not going to open this door up, you can use that ram's hook. It's hard to do it with one hand. Take the loop and hook it onto the ram's hook right there, and you can see that holds both sides. So you got one on this side for this flap, and you've got a loop on this side for that flap. And you just hook those on those hooks right there, and that holds it closed. Now if you want to get in and out of that, what you'll do is unhook one side, because that keeps your tension on the flap, then unzip it. You can see, there you can see it's all wrapped up, and this is kind of nice. These are actually an elastic loop on this toggle here, so it just makes it nice and tight, holds it together. And you can see your screen mesh right there, and down here you can see the little loop I was talking about, and that's just there to help hold the bathtub floor out for you right there, so it gives you plenty of room on the inside. You have 2 doors, 2 vestibules. It is classified as a 2-man tent. Like most 2-man tents, I really classify them as a 1-man tent. They're comfortable 1-man. You can sleep 2, but it's crowded. And incidentally, the Lanshan Pro version is actually a little bit bigger, a little bit taller, a little bit wider, a little bit longer. And it's nice, you got a nice little pocket down there for putting a wallet, but the only thing is you only have 1 pocket, which for 1 person is great, but for 2 might be a problem. And you can see, like in all these corners, the little patches where they reinforce all your stress areas, even by your entry doors. They're all reinforced, which is nice. And then you do have 2 hooks up in the corner here. I don't know if you can see that or not. You have 1 on each corner, so there's 1 over there too, and you can run a line between there so you can hang clothes up or hook a lantern down there, whichever you'd prefer. And I love the ventilation. This really helps to kind of control condensation a little bit, because you have vents all the way around, even at the foot, through your vestibule areas, and through the front or the head, whichever way you want to go. But yeah, you got air ventilation, phenomenal around the bottom. Then obviously it goes up out the top vent out there. Well, I'm gonna give you a little walk around, and while I'm doing that, I'm gonna kind of run off some of the features and specs on this tent. So here we go. So basically it's a trekking pole style tent. Like I say, you can use trekking poles, or you can use sticks. In the case like I did right here, just make sure you round the tops off so you don't damage the tent. It is a sill nylon tent, which is very durable against rippage or whatever. It does have a waterproof rating of 2,000 millimeters, which is actually kind of nice. It is a single-walled tent, not a double-walled tent, so it does take some of the weight down. And they actually do use YKK zippers and buckles, which is very, very impressive for a tent of this price range. Rest of the specs. The nylon tent is a 20 denier super tear resistant sill nylon. The inner tent, which is not really an inner tent, but you have 15 denier nylon walls in the 4-season version. In this version here, which is the 3-season tent, you have mesh screens, which is a 15 denier nylon mesh screen. The bathtub floor itself is a 20D PU nylon with a waterproof rating of 6,000 millimeters. It weighs in at roughly about 2.3 pounds, so it's very lightweight for a nylon style tent. Packs down to 13.7 inches by 5.9 inches, so it really makes it nice and easy to put in a backpack. The overall length set up, you're looking at 8 foot 10 inches long by 3 foot 11 inches wide by 4 foot 1 inches high. So capacity, again, they claim it as being a 2-person. I classify it as a very comfortable 1-person tent. And there you have it. Yeah, I've only used the tent like once, and it worked out pretty good. I did have some condensation, however, but that's kind of to be expected on a single wall tent. You get heat and cold, and it's going to develop water. But the nice thing about that way that Lanshan Pro is set up is the fact that if you do get any condensation, it has a tendency to run down the fly, gets to that net area, and kind of disperses out from there. Not always, but it does actually do a pretty good job with that. So with that, I'm curious. I used it once, it worked out fine. What's your thoughts on the Lanshan Pro 2? The tent at the time of this video costs right around about 192 bucks. Give me your thoughts. Write them down in the comments. And if you got one and you have some other ideas what you can do as far as making it a better tent or better setup, please let me know again in the comments. Okay, with that, this is Greg with the G. Bacher Adventure Chronicles, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.